Or build a garage.
I have a garage. It doesn't for that.
What are you doing? Don't worry, we'll get it right.
We'll work.
We'll work. Whenever you're ready.
That's very good.
It'll be live as soon as you have a future microphone, so.
Okay, please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. This is the Environmental Conservation Board. Today is December 7, 2023. We have an agenda that we're going to follow, and the first item on the agenda is 70 Old Route 6 LLC's redevelopment of property. It's for a renewal, extension of a wetland permit. Could you please state your name and who you're here to represent?
Eugene Kempe Engineering, here representing 70 Old Route 6 LLC.
Okay, so this was originally issued in March of 2018
And when the board renewed it.
through 12/23/30.
Yeah, to the end of the year. Yeah, we were, at time, the board and I were hoping that would be the last time we'd be here.
Me too.
Yeah, to be honest with you.
I mean, this is a 5-year extension.
Yeah.
You know, we typically don't, after 2, we usually typically stop. I mean, what is going on?
Basically, we ran into a major subsurface issue with the clays and the peat on the site, and we were looking at alternate foundation methods, which didn't get resolved to June. And then the owner is having trouble getting bids or executing the contract document bids. He had a building, one of the building issues was a metal building that required, because it's a transfer station, requires full span, clear span, and one of the engineer companies couldn't execute it. They want to put columns in the middle because of the door size.
Okay,
And-
but see, this is where, if you ran into a subsurface condition, wouldn't you have already had bids already out to do this work, or you're breaking the job into multiple
No, the
bids?
bid, basically the bids, that's the last bid we're waiting for. The contract drawings have submitted to the town. We're waiting for his bid to finalize our contracts.
But we don't have anything to do with the bids or the
Yeah,
contracts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's,
So,
the subsurface conditions, usually you encounter those when you start excavation, start breaking ground.
yeah.
And then it becomes a change order or a change to the contract.
Well, this was all affected foundation design.
So
How did you determine it? How did you determine-
Soil borings,
When was that?
last September, because the original borings weren't conclusive enough. That were done 15 years ago. We did them in December. In September, we got one geotechnical report in November, which recommended certain conditions, and somebody else made another recommendation and did a completely another subsurface investigation and came up with the current foundation recommendations.
This is the 6th permit extension.
I know we're getting into winter here.
Has anything been, any plans, have the plans changed at all?
No, there's been no plans to change to the plans at all, other than, how we're handling the foundations. The building footprint's the same, the walls are the same, the wetland work is all the same.
You didn't change the plans at all?
When's the last time it was flagged?
It
When
was
the last
flagged,
time,
flagged probably 15 years, it was the line was confirmed as per the board's request last September 9th of last year by B. Lang Associates, before you granted the last extension.
Do we want to do
Yep.
a site visit or have
No. Have another
Engineer?
reflagging.
I'm fine with that.
Reflag?
This is
Or
the final
verification.
This is the final extension,
Okay.
okay? So for the final,
Which is fine, that just means you'll have to come before the board next time with a full application.
Yeah,
Okay. I appreciate it.
final extension, and it's gonna be, so I do have a motion to extend the permit number 931 to 70 Old Route 6 LLC from 12/7/23 through 12/31/24 with the following conditions. One, the site is reflagged by certified DEC inspector. And you have to provide a letter that it was all reflagged.
Okay.
And then one, special condition one is notify wetland inspector prior to start of work and after all silt fence has been installed. Notify the wetland inspector upon completion of work for final inspection. Submit $1,000 escrow prior to work. That was paid $317. That has to be verified. And you provided the updated permits for the DEC.
Correct.
But you knew about this since October, and you're only coming to see us now?
I couldn't make the last board meeting because I was away.
Well, that was October. We're in December.
I submitted the application end of October, 60 days before. And then the first board meeting was, that I could get on the agenda for was the 15th.
Okay.
I was away. I'd already scheduled vacation.
Okay, and then provide updated permits for the DEC, which is done. Freshwater permits, DEC general permit, and the SWIP. Needs to submit an updated SWIP. So all conditions in accordance with permit. One, two, three, and update SWP pay. So do I have a motion to grant the extension of permit number 931 with the three conditions previously discussed and provide updated permits for DEC site plan, freshwater permit, DEC general permit, and SWIP, and reflag the site? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next time, you'll just have to refile everything, all right?
Understood. Hopefully we won't get that.
Well,
Hopefully we'll be done by next year.
okay, next item is William Schilling, 37 Kirkley Drive, pergola and shed.
Good evening.
Please state your name, who you're here to represent.
Yes, Joel Greenberg, representing Bill Schilling.
Okay, Joel, you want to walk us through it?
Okay, I certainly will be happy to do that. Let me just... I think it would be much easier if I put this board in front of you, which basically shows everything.
Okay.
As you can see from the survey, the property is on Kirk Lake. This is the existing house, and this is the pergola, which you see a picture of that was added. The shed itself, the slab for the was an old shed that was there. The slab is already there, and basically they're going to be putting a prefab basically on top of the old slab. So there's really no site work to be done for the shed. Also, as you can see from the pergola, there's no foundation. It's just basically sitting on some...
On the deck.
On the deck.
Is it an open-aired
Yeah, yeah.
pergola?
Yeah.
No, the roof.
Oh,
Is it an open
no,
roof?
there's a
All
roof
right, so
on it.
you're gonna have to take that into account for impervious.
Okay.
take that, and then we might as well get credit on the shed while you're doing it.
Well, again, the shed is just replacing an old shed that was there, and there's no excavation. The slab
No,
is
I
there.
know that, but the roof itself is impervious. I didn't get credit on the shed the last time. Might as well, if it's put a new shed in now, it's gonna be the same dimensions. It's just those, the rain garden's not gonna be that much bigger.
Okay.
I mean,
I
again,
mean, it's such a simple thing.
but here it says here, place concrete poured manually to footing and slab, for the pergola. Approve existing placement of a pergola placed without permit due to extenuating circumstances. Is the pergola in already?
Yes. Yeah, that's,
Okay, so what I'd like from you, sir, is the following. I'd like you to give me the area of the pergola.
okay.
I would like to have a rain garden. I would like to take into account this and this into a rain garden or some sort of other formal, whatever you feel like doing. Do that, submit it with the application, we'll call it a day.
Okay, so, so the
That's me.
This
That's
is
the
Kurt.
back.
back,
Kurt Lake. Both the pergola and the shed are within the 100-foot buffer?
yes.
What's the dimensions of the shed?
The shed is approximately 6 by 10. What's that?
That's what it says here, 8 by 10,
8 by 10, and the pergola is,
12, 12.
Is what, 12 by 12?
yeah. And again, as you can see from the survey, the pergola is at, in fact, we had gotten the variance from the zoning board because we took the old shed down, putting up a new shed, but that was within the setback requirement of that particular zone. And, but again, we just plopping down, as you can see from the picture, the prefab shed and just putting it back down on top of the existing slab.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I apologize. That
The,
was work.
Well, but
So
Batman
what
was
concrete
waiting for you at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, I know.
what concrete was poured for the pergola? There was a concrete slab poured, is that what I'm understanding is right?
Yes, you can
Underneath the picture, I saw that, I see the picture.
see- I think you should.
All you used is these brackets,
That's it.
but you had to mount them to a foundation, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could
it's
see
like
it there.
It's like a porcelain.
Yeah, it's patio. It's patio.
It's a patio slab. That's all. Oh, you have the color picture.
What was there before, anything?
Nothing,
Just ground, okay.
just ground.
All right, so give us a, let me ask you a question. Do you think you could get these, actually, is the shed going in or is it in yet?
The shed's on the site, it just hasn't been plopped down onto the slab yet.
Okay, so one is
Let me get my sheet.
provide rain garden calculations for pergola and shed.
It's 204 square feet. It's a small.
It's a small one, but that's just that's it. That's, since the slab's there, the pergola's there, that's the only thing we can do. So, all right, so just give us rain garden calcs, show us on the drawing where you're gonna put a rain garden, what you're gonna do, you know, the routine, the calculations, what you're planting, the whole 9 yards.
So basically, you just want the new impervious area and the calculation, just what rate guard for that particular.
Where would do you have any suggestions on where you would currently place a rain garden? I mean, it looks like he has some gardens already in place here, but I don't know, not necessarily rain gardens.
Well, it would seem to me that, looking at the survey, since obviously we're on the lake, so the well is like not too far from the lake, so the septic is over here, so it would seem to me that.
Put it next to the house.
Exactly.
Or next to the
Actually, it's
shed,
like right
or-
here.
Yeah, right over there.
It's not, it's,
Okay.
I mean, just with that area, it's not gonna be very large.
No, I know that, but
But
it's
I-
something.
No, but I understand, but like you just said, you can't put it here, we can't put it here, so we'll put it over here. Sounds reasonable.
All right, so then
And calcs, so the rain garden and the calcs.
rain garden, the calcs, planting schedule, the whole 9 yards. Okay?
This
And
is-
the permits here.
Can I see take a look at that?
You have any
Oh, perfect,
questions there?
thank you. That's fine.
Okay, and when is, I don't know if you schedule, when is your next meeting?
What's next week? Next week is the 14th So I think it's the 21st.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't have my phone. It's in my pocket.
It's not in the back of it?
No. Not this time.
So it's 2 weeks from today, basically.
2 weeks from
So
today.
it's 21st. Okay. We'll get this stuff to Rhodes.
All righty?
Sounds good. And you have all the paperwork, so it's just a matter of getting the revised
Yeah,
drawings.
update it, and that's it.
And that's it.
Good to go.
Okay,
you go.
thank you so much,
Thank you.
and enjoy.
Have a nice,
You too. Good holidays.
have a nice holiday.
Yes, thank you. Can I just tell you a quick joke? It's appropriate
You're
for
on
the
You're on
holiday.
air, so.
No, it's very good. You know, the holiday, Canada was supposed to only have enough for 1 day. Updated now, and basically modern times.
Modern times. Have a good one.
Okay.
Okay, next is Allison and Daniel Brown, 18 Frederick Street, add second floor and build new deck.
Good evening. I'm Mary Scott, the architect for the Browns.
Hi, how are you, Mary?
I'm doing well, thank you. Rather than put it here, is it easier to?
We have an easel if you'd like.
I can do that.
If you've submitted the photos, they'll be in our file here, usually.
So, I guess I could take this off. So the house at 18 Frederick, one story, you know, basically a beach house built in 1945. The project is to add a second floor over the existing house.
Speak up a little.
Yeah, you should speak up a little. Did he shut it off? I bet you he shut it off.
Does that work? No?
Oh, no, it's
That's
working.
better, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Is there another one?
we're adding a second floor over the existing foundation. But there's a small deck on the back, and we'd like to add a deck all along the back. And so we have to, you know, so that's why we're here. It will be built on piers. There are 12 total, and the footings will be dug by hand. The cement will be mixed beyond the wetlands line and then wheelbarrowed in.
With a concrete truck?
No, wheelbarrowed in.
Wheelbarrow, you can wheelbarrow on a truck.
From a truck, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'll tell you, this driveway is like this, so they may have to just do it all by hand, you know, and not use a concrete truck because it's a very steep driveway. But no matter what, it'll be done here on the driveway side. So let me bring this over because it's hard to see. So the wetlands setback, actually, 2/3 of the house,
Here's the
Yeah.
buffer.
right, are in the buffer. So what I'm saying is here's the driveway, so the mixing can be done here and brought around,
Fine.
which is really the only way to do it. We'll have a silt fence. You know,
Fence, proposed deck. Okay, so what have you done in terms of
water mitigation.
mitigation?
I have not calculated any
So
mitigation
what
yet.
you're gonna need, the easiest way to do this for you
Okay,
would be, I would take the roof and the deck, add the square footage up, and then based on that square footage, throw a rain garden in here.
so even though this is existing and we're not
Well,
changing
you're adding
that?
to it, you're putting a new roof on it, and you're changing the deck. I mean, if the house was left alone forever, nothing would have,
Right, I'm just saying the impervious is not changing other than the deck.
right, but there was nothing done when they originally built the house,
Of course not,
right?
right, right. So rain garden rather than Caltech,
Whatever
Oh,
you
you can do
think.
that as well.
You can do whatever you'd like.
Yeah.
okay. But So do you have, I mean, in terms of town, do you have calculations that you adhere to as
We
far
just
as
follow
what
the
you need?
standard rain garden calculations.
New York State.
From the state.
Okay,
You know, just give us the calculations with the proposed plantings, show it on the location where it is, where the leaders and gutters are gonna lead to, and that's
okay,
it.
okay,
And just to make your life easier, just do the whole building, forget, you're gonna save dimes, just it's minuscule change to it. Gee, none of this work is gonna be done by machine, it's all by hand.
We have concrete mixer, right?
well, if we have a concrete mixer, it'll be beyond the buffer.
Yeah, just show the area of work where you're gonna mix concrete,
Okay,
show your work area, you're gonna have any stored stockpile material.
that would also have to
You
be
have
on
to
this
show
side.
that too.
Okay,
Stockpile,
You got notes?
yep.
and then in terms of the rain garden, it's okay to be within the buffer? I mean, there's no
Yes.
place else
Yeah,
to put it.
it's actually the easiest if you put it right outside of the
Yeah.
leader. From that.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how,
Yeah,
it
it's a
slopes
nice
down,
slope.
so it's gotta be,
You got a nice sized property that you can
Work with.
work with.
Okay.
I do, there's a few other, a couple of things that we typically add for as well that you'll need to add to your site plan here.
Okay.
One of them, some general construction notes, things like no fueling in the buffer. Now, I know that you're saying that you're probably not gonna be bringing any heavy machinery down.
yeah.
But,
Can I take some notes?
sure.
No fueling?
Yeah, so
fueling, no
fuel
equipment
any
fueling.
equipment outside of the buffer, which it looks like like I said, you,
They're not gonna.
yeah, even if you do it on the driveway at the bottom there, you'll be out of the buffer, but if you have any mini excavators going down there, bobcats, anything like that, and you drive them back into the buffer area, into the protected buffer, if you're fueling them outside, so just put a note on the plan that's indicating
Okay.
you're fueling outside the buffer on the plan, good.
Okay,
And then overnight
All work
parking
by hand.
outside.
Spill kit on site if you do have any, equipment that's in there.
spill kit
Yeah,
on
spill
site,
kit
and
on
then no
site.
overnight parking?
Within the buffer, right, no,
No equipment overnight.
so
There's
again, if it's on the
absolutely no
driveway, they'll be
pl-
fine.
Okay,
Yeah, just
yeah,
keep
But
it.
just a note on the plan, because
Okay.
that's what we
Got it.
go by.
okay. Okay.
Outside.
And then show show the concrete area that you're gonna go and stockpile area.
Okay, concrete, you mean where they're mixing
Where
it?
they're gonna mix it.
Yep.
Okay. Concrete mixing,
Stockpile.
stockpile, okay.
Anything you could think of, Ed?
Another, spill kit.
I don't think we listed anything.
One other thing is, prior to and immediately
yeah.
after work, so one of the other requirements in our code is that, after you install your silt fence, but before you start work after you get your permit, you need to call the wetlands inspector, who's the town engineer, Rick
Okay.
Vanzetti. He comes in and makes sure, that the, silt
Silt fence
fence
is
and any
installed
erosion control
properly.
measures are installed properly, gives you the go-ahead on the project.
Okay.
At the end of the project, before you remove, at the very last thing, before you remove the silt fence, call him again, he inspects the property for any erosion control, any erosion issues or anything like that, and then he'll say you're good, you can pull out the stakes.
Okay, and that should also be included in the notes?
Yeah, you should add a note onto here with your construction schedule of,
Yep.
number one is after installing erosion control, call the wetlands inspector, and then at the very end, before removal of the erosion control, call the wetlands inspector.
Okay. And timing wise,
If you get this in to us by, you could probably make the next meeting, the 21st.
When were you
And
planning
then
on
it
starting
goes-
this?
And then it goes on the 45-day clock.
Two
and-
meeting clock, yeah.
What?
Two meeting clock.
2 meeting clock. And
Okay.
then if there's no comments from public, thank you.
Then you're good.
Brain frazzled today. No comments from the public, then you get your permit.
Was there any plans to get this done in the winter here?
well, I mean, we'd like to get in for a building permit, because their 8 weeks is well,
Yep.
in terms of timing, and we can't put it in for the permit until we get this, so,
You can't do it in parallel?
I thought they,
not according to Mike.
they don't allow that in, I thought they allowed that in as like conditional.
This is what I was told,
Okay.
so.
I mean,
So it just kind
They
of,
give off theirs, yeah.
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
said. Generally speaking, you can check with them. I
Okay.
don't know if yes or no on this, but once we put you on the clock for, the 30 days for a public notice period, you can check with them to see if there's any, you can submit
can
and
submit.
start that, yeah.
okay. All right. I will do that.
All right?
Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions, or you good?
I think I'm good. I mean, if I have other questions, is there a way to email you or?
Yeah, just email Rose and we'll,
She lets us know.
She'll
she'll
forward.
forward it to us. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. All right. There are no meeting minutes to approve. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that
Motion?
Motion by Ed, seconded by.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Have a good evening.